Hello everyone, I hope you are having a great day today. This video is going to serve as an introduction to a new series that will be starting on this channel tomorrow. When I graduated from high school, I was given the most wonderful gift any musician can ever receive. My teacher, John Erickson, who got me started on the organ and helped mold me into the organist that I am today, was getting ready to retire from full-time work as an organist. And so he very graciously and generously gave me a large portion of his music library, which at that time filled nearly 4 large filing cabinets. Thanks to John, I have more music than I can probably ever learn in my lifetime, and all of it has served me well, not to mention saving me a lot of money over the years. I treasure all this music and always think fondly of my lessons at Christ Church every time I pull out a new piece from this library to learn. And I often still get some guidance from John when I find his fingerings, pedal markings, or even registration indications. Of all the hundreds of pieces and volumes he gave me, though, there has always been one that has a special place in my heart because it's a book that came with a simple request. When John gave me Les Heures Bourguignonnes by the French composer Georges Jacob, he asked that I would one day record these pieces. There was only one recording that he knew of, and it was so old that it was actually only available as a record. I of course promised John that I would record these, and so many years later I am finally fulfilling that promise. I initially learned a number of these pieces during college, but they were very challenging for me at the time, and unfortunately my plan to learn all of them while I was at college got a little bit sidetracked. I've attempted to finish learning these pieces a number of times since then, but was never quite able to get through all of them. Earlier this year, though, I came across this book again as I was going through some of my music and realized that this channel would be the perfect place to showcase these pieces. So what exactly is Les Heures Bourguignonnes? The translation of the title is The Hours of Burgundy. Burgundy, or Bourguignon to give it its proper French name, is a little town in the northeast part of France known for making wine. This book is a series of 12 pieces that detail a day in the life of the inhabitants of this town. The music was composed in 1909, and as you can see here, this is an original copy of the music. I have had to be very careful with this book over the years, and even though it's falling apart, I haven't lost any of it. What's really interesting about all these pieces is that each one has a short text that describes what you will hear. As I was doing research into the music, I found out that the texts are actually a series of scenes written by the French playwright Maurice Lénaud, who lived from 1859 to 1928. Lénaud wrote a number of plays and opera librettos, one of which was for an opera composed by none other than the great organist Charles-Marie Widor. One of the things that I always look for in music is the story that it tells. I think I've probably said this before, but that's why I love Disney music so much. As I was translating the text from French, I could instantly see the story reflected in the music. Georges Jacob did an amazing job of making these texts come to life and telling the story of the people who live in this village. When you watch these videos, you'll get to read the scene that goes with each piece, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. The translations are my own work. I actually minored in French in college, so I'm finally putting that to good use. I'm also going to include the original French text in the description of each of the videos. Before we go today, I want to give you a brief overview of what you're going to be hearing. As I said before, there are 12 pieces in all, and they depict a typical day in Bourguignon. We begin with the sunrise, and the village slowly awakens with hens clucking and a rooster crowing. We follow a number of the villagers as they head out into the vineyard and begin to harvest the grapes. From far off, we briefly hear a song from a lonely shepherd. Noon arrives with blazing heat, but is followed by a sudden rainstorm. During the storm, 2 lovers manage to find shelter under a walnut tree. Following the storm, the grape harvesters finish their work and joyfully head back into town. The work of pressing the grapes into wines begins. To finish the day off, the villagers all join together to dance. Finally, the sun sets and night peacefully settles in around this little town. Be sure to catch all of these videos over the next couple of weeks. I'll be releasing one piece a day starting tomorrow. I hope that you have enjoyed this video today. if you did, please be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to subscribe and make sure you click that little notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all my latest posts. Be sure to follow me on social media, and if you'd like to help support this channel, I would encourage you to consider becoming one of my Patreons. You can find links to all these sites down in the description. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.